everyone, this is Laila Sirti, and today I'll be talking to you about one of the most important reading strategies, which is guessing the meaning of new vocabulary. Let's take a look on how we can do this. Guessing the meaning of new words. We have two methods of guessing the meaning of words. The first one is knowing the meaning of the roots and affixes, and the second one is using context clues. Let's see the first method, which is knowing the meaning of affixes and roots. What does this mean? This is simply breaking the word into smaller, meaningful chunks that are called roots and affixes. The root is the basic word, which without any addition. For example, the word happily consists of the basic word happy, which is the root, and the ly to give the adverb. The ly is called an affix, which means an added element to adjust the meaning of the basic word. Let's take a look at the picture here. We have the example impossible. We can break this word impossible into smaller chunks, which is possible and im. Possible means can be done, and im means not. So we can guess, if we know that possible can be done, we can guess that impossible is quite the opposite. If we take a look at the picture here, the picture of affixes, we will see that affixes are classified into prefixes and suffixes. Prefixes are simply affixes added before the basic word or root, as in the word impossible. M here is a prefix. And suffixes are affixes that are added to the end of the word. As in the word happily, the ly here is a suffix. So mainly prefix means before, and suffix means after. If you click on the affixes here, you will simply go to the page that gives you like a vast array of different prefixes and suffixes, their meanings and examples. For example, we have the prefix anti, which means against, like anticlimax or antidote. And we have mini, which means small, like mini theory. And we have suffixes like, suffixes like ous that give you the adjective, as in famous and dangerous. So if you know their meanings, you can guess what they mean. Like when they're added to a word, you can guess the meaning, the altered meaning or the changed meaning of the new word. Let's get back. Yeah. Let us click on roots and see where it takes us. Here we have a list of famous Latin and Greek roots and their meaning and definition. For example, the root aqua means water, as in aquarium or aquamarine. And dict means to say, like in dictation or a dictator. So again, if you know the meaning of these roots together with the meaning of the additions, the affixes, you can guess the meaning of the new word. Let's put this to the test. Look at the word demythologize in the example here. Few writers are able to demythologize historical icons while retaining a substantive empathy for their subjects' humanity and achievement. We want to guess what the word demythologize is by breaking it into smaller chunks. We have, if we break it, we can get D, myth, ology, and ice. Myth is the root, which means a legendary or imaginary story. When you add ology, you get mythology, which means the study of myths or a body of myths, as in Greek mythology. When you add eyes, you get a verb as in analyze and computerize. So mythologize means to convert into myth or to create an exaggerated image of something. The is added as a prefix and it denotes the removal of or reversal. Therefore, we can come to the conclusion that the mythologize means to remove the mysterious or mythical aspects from or to divest of mythological or legendary attributes or forms as in order to permit clearer appraisal and understanding. So it is time to test yourself. Please do not use the dictionary. Try to guess the meaning of these words by breaking them into smaller chunks and try to guess what they mean, the meaning of each affix and the meaning of roots, and then you guess the meaning of the new word. Let's move on to the next method of guessing the meaning of new words, which is using context clues. There are different types of context clues. We have synonym clues, we have example clues, we have contrast clues, definition clues, and inference clues. Let us take a look at each one of them together. An inference clue. An inference clue is a clue that helps you infer the meaning of the new word within context. For example, here, I am elated to have the opportunity to join an incredible team of meteorologists at WBNS, a station with a long history of success. Let us see the inference clues or the clues that will make us infer what elated means. We have the opportunity to join an incredible team. So he's joining an incredible team and a station with a long history of success. So when you join an incredible team or when you work in a station with a long history of success, what kind of feeling would you have? Being elated would simply mean being sad or being happy and proud. We can guess from the context here that elated is closest to meaning to happy. Let's examine another type of context clues. A synonym clue. A synonym means a word that has the same or a similar meaning. And in this case, the author or the writer of the passage is giving you a word, a new word, and other words that are synonyms or similar in meaning. So you don't need to look it up in the dictionary. You can simply guess what it is. For example, he is a boisterous, loud, energetic man, completely at odds with the surroundings. We have loud and energetic, which are almost the same. So we can guess that boisterous is closest in meaning to the word loud and energetic. Okay. A definition clue, which is like the most direct one, it's when the author gives you the definition of the new term. Usually if you're reading an article that has a lot of terms and the author gives you like the definition of that terminology of that term, for example, the word philanthropy. In this example, philanthropy is mainly an altruistic concern for human welfare and advancement, usually manifested by donations of money, property, or work to needy persons. So philanthropy is an act of good deed because it's a donation of money or property or work to needy people. So you don't need to look up the word in the dictionary because the definition is already given. And the example clue, it may be related to giving examples. It's giving examples. Usually a keyword here is, for example, and such as, and this is when the author gives you a word and he's trying to give you examples of what that word is or types of that word, so you can guess what it is. For example, here, it may be related to other European and Mediterranean toponyms, such as the Alps, Albania, and Lebanon. So we want to know the meaning of toponyms, and we have example of what a toponym is, like the Alps, Albania, and Lebanon. So what are these? These are places. So we can guess that a toponym is a place name such as the Alps, Albania, and Lebanon. A contrast clue, it's similar to the synonym clue, but in this case, it's the antonym clue. An antonym means a word that has the opposite meaning. So the author is giving us a clue by giving us a word that gives the opposite meaning. So we guess what the new word is. Rather than, for example, rather than remaining mired in fear, you'd need to summon up a sense of wonder and adventure. So rather than remaining mired in fear, that's one thing. The opposite is you need to summon up a sense of wonder and adventure. So when you summon up the sense of wonder and adventure is the opposite of being mired in fear, you can guess that being mired in fear means being plunged in fear or being full of fear. So when you get a question in your reading passage saying mired is closest in meaning to, and you have plunged as one of the choices, you would be able to use it very easily from the contrast clue in the passage. That's all. I know that you all like to look up words in the dictionary, but sometimes you don't have this luxury in the final exam. You will have to guess the meaning of new words in the reading passages that you are taking. And these were like some sort of tips and tricks that would help you guess the meaning of a word without using the dictionary. I hope you found it useful and see you all very soon.